Alli, Dillard.
Okay, I'm going to read a few poems, a few prose poems, maybe hybrids, I don't know. Okay, expansion. I bled a tremendous ocean, and the salt that clogged my veins poured from my broken thighs. As it began to cover my body, I wept from the gray pain of stinging wounds and lost. Piles of yellowed salt separated from water, like leaving home for the very first time. I became trapped in their dry weight until I tried to walk away. My hollowed limbs, lighter than ever before, emptied themselves above me. I hung in this air and saw only gray ocean water, spreading far and farther, releasing itself. A tremendous ocean made a new home after leaving home for the very first time. Salt in the wound. A broken snail leaks from his wide cracked shell. The used to be gray interior is now smooth flowing gray exterior. It makes milky ground beneath his swelling body. The wet builds and lifts what's left of it. He'd wondered if there were limits to his wild and his youth. He does not shrink quickly like tanned dirt, but settles quietly like burnt mud. I would apologize for centuries if I thought it would bring you back, he tells the Luna moth who rests next to him in pieces. Her broken wings mean broken symmetry. He'd hoped she'd find herself again, somehow above all they'd known before, covered in new colors like the ones given from the sun. She turns pale instead. The gray mud clings to the wing bits and then fades. Do you believe we'll make it back someday, to this place of wealthy ash? But a broken Luna moth cannot respond. A broken snail suffers like there is salt in his wound. Okay, so this next one is about this guy, Steve, that we met on a Buffalo River trip that Hope led us on. She was one of the professors leading the trip, so this is Steve. Steve's got an entire confederacy wrapped around his head, and I am afraid he will follow us to the cave. He is not a chiropractor. He has a crooked back like a snake's, if it was frozen, to match his crooked teeth and tongue. Steve leans back when he walks forward, which is why I cannot tell where he is going ever. He has shrunken under the weight of heavy leather, false power, and misplaced pride. Okay, this is Claire. Claire looked into all our eyes at once and whispered, "We could have been anything, but instead we are this." And it could have been you who followed me to her room to examine her broken palms, and then toward the orange wake of feathered sea that turned to metal from water and then crashed on us hard. When I heard of your marriage, I kissed your neck and plotted your divorce. When I quit dancing for the weather, I began looking for no one specific and nothing at all. When I realized that to be part of a sequence there needs to be a division of wholes, I made my scissors ready. And when I understood that this has nothing to do with you, I understood that we have nothing to do with each other. Beneath Claire's bandaged hands were worlds of fire colors and gold bricks. I kiss Walker when he cries, but he cannot kiss back because he understands. When John does not call, I feel comfort in his consistency. And it could have been you with me, congratulating the sound of fake water crashes. But it was Claire we visited, Ariel we saw, and Cecilia we ignored. This is the last piece that I'll read. It is called The Fearless Cynic and the Romantic. We are the ghosts now, all these years post-death. You inherited psychic tendencies, so I believe you when you tell me it is not the height that I fear, but the fall. We choose gin over wine, and you both already know I see only the ground when I walk. Our Ouija board was manufactured the year we were born. We will like our cats the way they are, from the gutters of tangling streets where you will read tarot cards in the mornings. And I will paint and sew your portraits. You will always melt together, and I will somehow rest in the middle. We will dance at night and always write during sunrise. We will only move farther south because we know better than to risk our spirits and our youth.